Hello, everyone. Based upon my research, I believe Holacracy, as proposed in the article, Is Holacracy for Us, is not a viable option based on a number of criteria. The company, which Derek is the CFO of, has over 200 locations worldwide. As he has stated, each of these locations would operate independently as separate entities or groups under this new structure. He is right to be concerned about accountability. His head of audit committee pointed out, rightfully so, who would ultimately be responsible for the issues of impropriety or malfeasance. Exactly who would be ultimately responsible for rectification of the matter if a lawsuit or litigation was undertaken. All 200 separate entities? This appears to have a lack of leadership with a communal responsibility in which separate group participates within its own sphere. While this may work for smaller companies, this may not be effective for a large international firm or publicly traded company. The formation of groups, which is the hallmark of this system, requires very specific skill sets which not all employees may possess and may ultimately be difficult to fulfill within a company. Questions such as promotions, managing underperformance, or even seeking outside funding, who is ultimately responsible for this? Outside firms, including financial institutions, may be far less willing to accept this corporate structure, which appears to have a very dispersed accountability system. With employees, traditionally, many wish to climb the ladder. Within this system, where is the ladder? Attracting talent from traditional firms may be significantly more difficult as people are creatures of habit. Larger questions within this system also remain. How are channels of communications organized? With no specific structure, it may be difficult to decide or even understand what method of communication is appropriate under what circumstances. Of course, proponents of the system will state the Constitution provides all the direction for the company's operations. In fact, that may be true. But what if it doesn't? Who's responsible for drafting amendments as well as structural changes to the Constitution? Do all groups get equal representation to change the Constitution? While the Constitution system may have advantages as far as distinct and strict protocols, how are these applied and are they appropriate for the size of the organization? This type of system appears to be very similar to socialism. In fact, it is closely related to sociocracy, a more socialist corporate bureaucracy used in the Netherlands. This system may function well in countries with more collectivism, like the Netherlands, but may be more difficult to adapt in other countries that have individualism as a cultural pretense, such as the United States. One of the most basic structures of this system is group formation. This is a critical component as this is the functioning unit of the organization. Team composition is paramount if this non-hierarchical system is to function. Selection of members and their defined roles as per the Constitution is critical. That being said, can the organization obtain qualified staff with the abilities, personalities, diversity, and skill sets which are conducive for high-level functioning? If this cannot be created, then the functioning unit of the system can break down and lead to anarchy. An even more basic question exists regarding contributions amongst group members and their self-regulation. Who's responsible if some group members are less contributory than others? Who do other members seek in the hierarchical or organizational management to rectify the situation? If there are 6 members of a group and only 3 members contribute, 90%, how does the group deal with the other members who only contribute 10%? Ultimately, who's the boss if everyone's equal, but not contributing equally? One of the most well-known companies to adopt this system of management is Zappos, whose chief Executive Officer Tony Heisch believes this system provides an excellent managerial perspective for the operation of his company, but many experts disagree. He has significant defections and staff turnover due to this business model, as employees have a difficult time accepting a loose hierarchical, bossless structure. Publicly traded entities have not embraced this business model, and its accountability appears to be difficult to assess. This is not to say it's completely untenable for a corporate organization. Other companies such as W.L. Gore of Gore-Tex and Morningstar Tomato Processor has successfully used this management style to create successful, profitable organizations. Both of these companies have significant constitutions, which deal with the roles and expectations within the companies for all entities. In summary, for the business structure under Derek as the CFO, this may not be the best organizational platform, at least under its current incarnation. Some believe this is an evolutionary stage within the business community, and that in the future, many elements from this holacracy will be implemented into a hybridized form of corporate structure, becoming more efficient and allowing for more productive employees and higher profits. Time will see. Thank you for listening.